Have you guys ever wanted to paint your HyperScooter? I've done a few scooters in the past, but it's a lot of work. It's not really worth it. But I found some paint that's really, really cool. It's called Chameleon paint. Kind of changes colors. So I decided to do it again. I decided it's worth all the time. I'm gonna end up taking this whole scooter apart. For anybody not familiar, this is the G-Space GTR. This is a several stage process. You start with a black primer. This sort of paint shows up best on black. You do 2 coats of this at least, get it looking really good. Then you're gonna come in with your spray paint itself. This is called custom spray paints from Did Spade. I'll link it, it's from Amazon. It's expensive, but I think it's worth it. Took about 5 coats of this to get this looking good. And then after that, it takes about 2 or 3 coats of clear coat as well. So this takes process, it takes a day or 2 at least, between coming out every 20 minutes, putting another coat on. You gotta set an alarm and be consistent, but you can get it looking really, really good like this. I'm very happy with how this turned out, so I ended up buying more paint to finish this whole scooter. I think it's gonna look amazing. Walk you guys through how to do it. For everybody else that has a scooter, there's a lot of different bolts and screws, and it should be pretty easy if we videotape the whole thing here for you to do yourself. Some basic tools you're gonna need: a drill bits. These are Allen heads. Majority of the scooter is gonna be metric Allens, so you need from about 2mm up to 5mm here. Also helps to have an impact drill, 21mm, to get your axle nuts. Use a little bin or keep your parts separated. If you've never taken your scooter apart before, definitely a good idea to label everything and even take your own video so you know how it goes back together in case you forget. It's gonna be a great time to really inspect this scooter too. It's got close to 3,000 miles right now. Getting up there. Take your flathead and pop these off. Get your motor wire out like that. And take your 21mm. Loose a little bit. So we've got that set up like this now. We start attacking this. Your brake here, sorry for the poor lighting. I'm not too worried about that today, but we're gonna take out this whole mount. We're not gonna mess with this or any of this because the whole mount needs to come out because we're gonna paint this, but not the mount. One bolt on each side here. So that's a cool little nut they have in there. Never seen that before. We have our swing arms ready to go. Let's get these washed up and then I'll show you how they look before we paint them. Alright guys, we're out here with the primer.
Some things are meant to be fair. I know you left me down and out, and now the weather is red. Got that hit on your head. Should've buried your dead. Should've listened to me and said, oh, how little you know. You better watch out, my friend. When it goes dark, you better lay low.
Morning guys, we're back out here. Our paint and our clear coat has dried. It says on the bottle you're supposed to wait at least 12 hours, but we're gonna be patient, and it pays off to be patient on this because especially with these 2 parts, the swing arms, when we go to put them back on, we're most likely gonna have to hit a rubber mallet to get them forced on, and so we're gonna have to wait for this to dry a little extra, and then we're gonna use like a couple towels maybe over it to try and protect it. There's almost no way around it that you're gonna have to hit it with a mallet. So these pieces in particular you're gonna let cure a little longer. I think for now we're just gonna set them aside. for an extra day or two, and then we're gonna move on to the rest of the scooter. The rest of the parts, I don't foresee much of that issue where we're gonna have to force them on, but these, in my experience, whenever you get these swing arms on and off, sometimes it takes a couple hits to get it back on there. Just be careful and be patient. You don't want to do all this work and then ruin it when you go and install it just because you're not thinking right. We're gonna set this aside. It looks amazing. I'm really happy with it, and move on to the rest of the camo today. Jack it up again, just a little. And now we've got both our motors up here. Everything's gonna get a little easier, I think, from here. Push. Came right out. I'm struggling to get this out, so we're just gonna move to here, get this off, and see if it relieves some tension or something from here, because it's not coming out right now. Alright boys, I figured it out after a bunch of fighting it. You'll see in right here, there is grub screw. There's one on this side, one on this side that is holding this pin in. So without loosening those, you're never gonna get this pin out. But once you loosen it, you can hit it out with a rubber mallet. There we go. Now we got this freed up. We're just gonna paint this whole thing. Be careful, there is some inner pieces. I already dropped them. They look like that. And then there is powder washers that go over the bearing like this. Handlebars off, we're gonna back these out. So this should just come right off the top here. I think these handlebars, what we'll do is unplug this headlight, set the handlebars down here for now, and then we're gonna slide all this stuff off. When you get this scooter, you put this together anyways. This part should be familiar. Anybody out there doing the same scooter? Just get it slide a little easier. I'm gonna go put a little leverage like this, just to bend them out just a little. I'm gonna try not to paint this inside part because it's a pretty tight fit there, and any of the paint's gonna rub off on this. Clamp's pretty self-explanatory. We're just gonna loosen those and slide them right up the same way. These, I'm also gonna take off the actual hardware part here. If you unscrew this all the way, so then we only paint the clamp, this part will remain black. And boom, we got our clamps off. Let's add these to the pile. And now we are left with this. The fork should just slide straight out if we loosen these two bolts. There she goes. That should fit right through to the bottom. There it goes. And there we go, our forks are free. So we're gonna label this left and right. It's pretty easy to paint right there. I'm seeing the end in sight here. We can release these. This little part will slide out the front there. So we just have to take these off here, and we have all the camo officially off the scooter. Let's go. Allen key here. So satisfying, almost being completely done taking this apart, because I didn't know how this was all gonna work. Better hold this so it doesn't all fall when your last screw comes out. Gonna paint this whole thing. Here's our G-space now. It's not looking pretty, but hopefully by the end of this video, it's looking amazing again. Here's our pile of stuff. We're gonna paint this. We're gonna paint this along with the brackets, telelever suspension, crossbar, the suspension. I would love to paint this part, but I don't think it's like got some kind of weird feeling to it, and I feel like when we slide everything back on, it will just ruin it. So we're gonna leave this all black, paint everything camo purple. We have everything laid out ready to paint, and we're about to just start laying down this paint today. Finish this all today, hopefully. Tomorrow we'll reassemble the scooter after this all is properly dried, but we should be able to see really well what's gonna look like today once this is done. So let's just do a little quick time lapse like yesterday. morning, guys. It is the next day. We have all of our parts beautiful. Now our next step is we're gonna put this scooter back together. This is probably gonna take an hour or two for me even, and I'm pretty decent and know what I'm doing, so it could take you a while to do this. Just be careful. Don't mess up any of your freshly painted parts. We don't want to screw up that perfect paint job right now, but just by installing it. A lot of these are gonna be a tight fit. You have to be very careful. Try not to damage anything where paint's visible. Let's jump into it. In the exact reverse order that we took it apart, these are big, beefy screws. They hold the whole scooter together. This design seems good. Nothing's come loose in almost 3,000 miles here. It's really tight. Perfect riding scooter. This is like my favorite scooter. I wouldn't be doing all this work to some crappy scooter, trust me. It's gotta be the best scooter to be able to get this amount of labor just for some paint. At the end of the day, you don't really look at the scooter while you're riding it. You're busy looking forward. This is kind of just like aesthetic, completely aesthetic. First part's installed. Fits right through. It's probably not perfectly straight, but we're gonna mess with that in a minute. I'm just gonna hang them like there for now. Just some clamp on. Now we'll put this part on. So since these 4 bolts here are loose, these can spin a little bit, and that'll let us get the right distance with this. Slide it right on. See how. Remember, it's this piece. Should have a middle part, 2 end parts, 2 washers, and then your end screw. Alright guys, we got the front brake on, front end's all done here. Let's move to the rear. Actually, we screwed up, we forgot the mud guard. Alright guys, I'm slowly getting the swing arms on, but I realized I made a huge mistake and I'm not going to go back and fix it. So don't make the same mistake as me. This part has a couple of holes here that are supposed to hold the grill thing, and I'd put it on backwards. So the grill is here, and in order to take that off and fix it, I'd have to basically take the whole thing apart. You're not going to see me do all that just to put the grill on this. I don't really care that much about the grill. A little disappointed, but oh well. Just put the scooter back together as is and live with it. I'm still happy. Let's get the back wheel on and see how it all looks. The back here is fighting me a little bit. We have to take a towel and hit it gently with the mallet until we can get it all on here. Got the wheel on. Pretty much everything's done with this scooter. Let's go.